It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle, and we just heard it, and that means it's time for football at Lumen Field. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Throwing to start the drive. Webster. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Well, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Webster. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Webster. Flush to his right. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. We talk about this Seahawk defense. They enter play here 24th in the league against the run.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
It's a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
From the gun on 3rd down. Webster. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 33 yards that time. Looking to throw. Webster. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Back to the ground here, Mitchell. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Right back to Mitchell here. Oh, a good move. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. His 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Escaping a tackler at the 25. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And out route, and he's got the connection to Walker. And down he... But he takes it up to the 40. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Let's see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. The Seahawks at 500, 7-7 on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And he's got this down to the 35. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. Now McCarthy. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Jackson Smith and Jigba, the one he was after there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now you look at this Saints defense. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 16. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. To the air with McCarthy. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Saints. There he goes, right side. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule,
But you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Looking to throw McCarthy. This is Fant on the short completion. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll try for the first with Walker, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Off play action. Webster. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Seahawks will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. The point after, good by Groupie. And that'll make our score 14-7. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Another run with Mitchell. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 69 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. From the gun, Bigsby. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
1st down, here's Mitchell. He'll take it inside the 25.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Running left, here's Mitchell. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The kick by Sanders is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Here's McCarthy. Finding Smith and Jigba downfield. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then. But they're showing signs of life here. And they get good yardage that time and a first down. So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Here's 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. No question that one stings a little extra because he had that first down. It would have been a fourth down conversion.
Love the effort. Love the maneuverability. Don't like the fact that he didn't bring the ball with him. And now it's going to go in the other direction.
Flushed out right. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Andrews, 50 yards. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
Throwing is McCarthy. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Buffalo 18. Go.
On play action, now McCarthy. He's going to take another shot here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. A final shot before break. Webster. He's going deep for Brown. And this one is incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 55 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Straight ahead, Walker. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Walker going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to run this one in, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Seahawks are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Groupie able to add the PAT. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
2nd and 5. Open man is Mingo, complete. That one a first down pickup of 8. And defensively they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They run over center with Mitchell. 86 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
2nd and 4. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Webster. That is caught. He'll get it inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Saints are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And that is incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Walker. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Walker with a grab, left side. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, McCarthy. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 15-yard line. Back to throw again. He finds Smith and Jigba. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Let's go now.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Ready.
A give here to Mitchell. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
113 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now a handoff to Bigsby.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
On 3rd down, here's Mitchell.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. Here comes the Saints punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Taking it about the 16. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
McCarthy operating from the gun.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 66 yards.
So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers. Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now this likely a must-have, 3rd and goal. They'll try and run Walker.
And this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
Here we go, set. Street. Alert.
And McCarthy going to sneak it.
Try to wedge his way in there, no signal. I don't think he got there, he didn't. They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
There he goes up the right sideline. And he'll finally be ridden out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up four fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. Oh, nice move. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 122 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A big play there. 43 yards.
And the Saints are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
What a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for New Orleans, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks,
they fall under 500 now as they drop to 7-8.
And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.